Winter is coming because I am more emotionally expressive. I am more emotionally intelligent. Let me go ahead and play this clip.
Are getting therapy, but they're not doing the work.
Uh,
They're just getting therapy to say, I've got therapy. So now I have permission to talk down to you, non-therapized person.
You think they're going
They're
to
not doing
therapy
the
to say I'm
work.
weak, but
No,
not
they're going to
really.
therapy to get their MD.
to get the badge.
Oh, yeah.
Right, to get
the-
something
the
to
badge of
make
honor
it seem
or-
like, I'm a little bit
I'm
above
working
you.
on me.
I'm healed because
right
I went to
now. You see
therapy.
there?
So
Now.
it's pop
still be
therapy, and a lot of it when you start investigating
Mm-hmm.
it does lead to that narcissism that I'm talking about, that talking down, looking down your
Yeah.
nose, especially at men, because the idea is
Oh.
because I am more emotionally expressive, I am more emotionally intelligent, and the opposite is the case.
Right.
Yeah,
A lot of women
definitely.
are emotionally expressive.
But not
I call them
emotional
emotional
but not
exhibitionists.
emotionally.
They'll
Yep.
cry, they'll laugh, they'll be sad. They might even be able to identify I'm laughing, I'm sad, whatever the case may be. But as far as regulating it, as far as accurately identifying it and being like, oh, I'm not actually mad, I'm scared. They don't have that ability. And nobody's actually calling this out. We're just saying, oh, she's therapized and Jamal ain't. So she's a better person than Jamal.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the main topic of the night. Winter is coming because I am more emotionally expressive. I am more emotionally intelligent. Go ahead, Marcus. What you got on this, brother?
He was talking about Paris.
I got a question. When you say winter is coming, can you like explain that a little bit more for me so I can understand? So I can answer that for you.
Let me go ahead and read it out. I had it on the timer right there, but I'll go ahead and read it to you.
Winter's coming, meaning y'all ass is going to be out here homeless because y'all ain't got no man. That's what it means.
Come on, let go. Come on, let
So
go.
maybe if I could guess, and you can tell me and I can answer the question if I guess it. So winter being that the people will be single because they believe the things he was saying in the video. Is that the context of it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's something that was said in the Game of Thrones. So that's where it kind of came from. But then it was also kind of tied into when it's coming and women will be alone this winter.
And when it's winter, women have to wear more clothes, so they have less opportunities to entice a man with her body because you got coats and all this other shit. That's another part of it too.
Okay. That's tricky because if they actually did do the work, like, so if what he says happens, then yeah, I can see that occurring, right? Winter is coming is a euphemism for troubled times ahead. Read death. Being stark words, they convey a sense of foreboding, acting as a way of life to be lived, always careful, keeping loved ones near, and being ready for the worst. Because when winter sets in, it doesn't really matter who rules as the king. Okay. So I'm gonna take that to be like the original statement, right? Because you're alone and you won't have
Because you ain't got
okay.
no man.
Okay, so if what he's describing is actually happening, that's a travesty. That's like going to the doctor for a disease, getting the cure for it, and then leaving it on the table. It's pointless at that point. Like you just doing something to say you did it. And I don't think that's I don't know why anybody would do that. Why go through all the steps of trying to figure out what's wrong with you, get a solution for it, and then not engage and do any of the things or use any of the tools that somebody gives you? That I'm sure there's a clinical diagnosis for somebody that would do something like that, because that sounds that's like the opposite of Munchausen proxy or something, right? Where you have an issue and a solution. But like, yeah, that's crazy to me. If people are doing that, they need help. I mean, anybody that's doing something like that would extremely need help. From the opposite though, I think that there are people who go to therapy and get tools and they can identify things within the person they're dealing with or other people that are now blaringly obvious to them that they used to be able to ignore. And that could create a conflict within a relationship because if both of y'all met in a traumatic state or when you weren't fully a complete person and then you become complete and the other person is not complete, then there's going to be an off balance. And depending on who it is, it's going to manifest and play out in different ways. I think it will manifest it as regret and disappointment from the woman to the man, and from the man, which goes back to what I originally said I try and do. If he's of a certain thought process, he'll probably try and pull her up, going back to the hypergamy argument, why it's better for men to be in a position of leadership. So, but if she's more advanced than you as far as understanding reality and dealing with her emotional state and maintaining some form of stoicism, that's going to be a hard ride for you, big fella. That's going to be a hard ride for you.
All right, we'll go to Trev then, Sierra.
Yeah, I think the whole winter is coming situation. I was a Game of Thrones head for a little while when I used to watch TV still. And what I noticed is that, that their whole thing was just like to be prepared. They kept saying that winter is coming, because if you're not prepared when winter comes, you asked out pretty much. You're going to have some serious issues. So when that time comes, and I mean, then you had Kevin Samuels, he used it also. And pretty much what he kind of correlated it to like the wall, right? So if you're not prepared by such and such time, you're asked out, right? Now, as far as women using that emotional intelligence, I've seen it happen, right? I've seen men do it with actual intellect a lot, right? They would use it to gaslight women, but women usually use it for emotional intelligence, and they want you to be more expressive sometimes. And I'm like, but you should realize that men don't express themselves in the same manner that women do. Women are naturally more emotional. It's expected to. So you can't really knock me off a square. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'm just going to be chill, like, pretty much most of the time. I'm not going to go there with you. I'm not going to ride the emotional roller coaster with you. And you shouldn't trust me as a man if I did, right? Because the reason why you can trust me for security is because I'm going to be level-headed, right? If I'm expressing myself to you, I'd state things in plain English. I don't have to be animated. I don't have to be emotional. And it would be crazy for you to try to use that as a weapon towards. You can't weaponize that because I don't express myself in the same fashion that you do. And just because you might think that you may have learned more about emotions, you don't know what to do with that knowledge. Because if this is what you're doing after obtaining all this knowledge, who's really in the wrong here? You don't even know what you're talking about still. You go ahead and you learn these things, you study these things, but you don't even have the ability to comprehend it. And you're trying to use it in a way to make yourself seem right.
What are you talking about?
No, that's for real. You just want to be right. And nobody wins in that situation.
All right.